Good morning, friends and fams. Fams?
It is now.
It is now. David, Kyle, and I with Coffee Chat here. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, November the 6th, 2020. Here we are for another episode of Coffee Chat. We're so glad you're here.
We are. Be sure to use the hashtag. There you go. Josh Kohler is like he's done this before. Hashtag Hello Nights. Hashtag Cup of Awesome. This is a Cup of Awesome, by the way. Well done. This is a good one. She made a really good coffee this morning.
I just pushed the buttons and it doesn't thing.
Push it.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, hey, we are glad you're here. Be sure to like and share. Tell everybody that you are watching us and how much fun we have, because we do have a lot of fun, don't we?
I think so.
I think it's a blast.
I had fun.
We don't care if you guys have fun. We're having fun.
We're having fun over here. Yes. Yeah.
And we have a really fun guest today. It's going to be an awesome morning.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
That's right. But meanwhile, we are. And she should not be there. Hang on just a second. I had to mute her. She was in the background. Hey, yeah. So it's been 2 weeks since we hung out with you guys.
Oh, that's right. Because we weren't around. We were in South Carolina. We were on stage this time last week.
That's right, we were.
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
So much
it was
fun,
so
guys.
Much fun.
So should we talk quickly about our trip and our crazy experiences?
Well, I think absolutely. That's what we do. So last week after we left you guys, we finished our conversation with Jeremy and Cody Reeves.
Yeah.
We packed all of our stuff up and we went to go do a show in Fort Worth with longtime client Roger Ellis at Southcliffe.
Yes.
And man, just had an awesome time with them.
I know. He's such a great guy. We were actually commenting when we were there. It's like, we just need to hang out with him because he's just so much fun. He just makes us laugh all the time. We adore him, and so it was great to be back for their fall ball.
Woo!
So we got to entertain them as they enjoyed a meal. It was great.
It was so interesting because the kids came all dressed up in their masks, and oh wait, that's every day, isn't it? every day people are wearing masks.
They're all wearing masks. So we did that Friday. Came home after that show because it wasn't, it's just out in Fort Worth.
And the Rosa's dinner. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they did. They provided roses for dinner.
Oh my goodness, we had like this big old box of tacos.
It's like make your own tacos.
Amazing.
So good.
So good.
And then Sunday we left early and we drove out to kind of southwest Oklahoma.
Yeah.
To do 2 shows. They were having their fall fest. And the thing, we'd been talking to them all week long and been in touch, making sure everything was good. And we were watching the weather because they were watching this cold front that was coming down and they were worried about the wind because they were having some things inside, some trying to do most of it outside because of COVID.
A lot of inflatables and games and things like that.
So they're worried about the wind with all the games and all outside. And so we're praying for all that. What we didn't count on was the rain. So the rain, and every time you check the forecast, the temperature was dropping lower and lower. Like, okay, it's 60. That's not too bad. And then it was like in the 50s. That's getting a little chilly, but it'll be okay as long as it doesn't look like it's going to be so windy anymore. And then it just dropped and dropped and dropped. And then I think it was in the 40s, and it was just pouring rain. We felt so bad. They did an incredible job at last minute, seriously.
Truly.
Within the last 2 hours, everything that was set up outside, they ran around and brought inside and made it happen.
Reconfigured all their teams.
It was incredible watching this group work to make to put this event on for the community. And meanwhile, it's raining and we're trying to set up as well. And we did the 2 shows. It was so much fun. Yeah. Great group of people.
Josh says it sounds like you guys are excited to be back in business, and we are.
We are certainly very glad to be back in business, Josh. That is very true.
Yeah.
So we got
minus the drive.
Minus the drive. So after the show, we spent the night there, and then the next morning we were like, well, we'll start driving. We had to go kind of northeast up through Oklahoma City and then catch 40 and start driving east. And it was like 34 degrees when we got up that morning. Freezing. And the rain was coming down. And then just in the mix of it, if you look at the map, you see little ice in our area. And it was starting to move in on us. So we're like, we better hurry up with breakfast and get on the road. So we started driving through Oklahoma City. It's coming in. And then our little antenna started icing up. And it's right behind us. And we did have some around us. And then we started seeing a lot of accidents on the road.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah, so we had 3 days driving out there.
And then we got South Carolina.
Yep.
On Wednesday night. We loaded in Thursday night.
Yes.
And then we had 4 shows this weekend. And
2 Friday, 2 Saturday.
Yep. They were a blast. It was at a place that bills itself as the Broadway of Christian entertainment. And boy, they really do things amazing. Like they put on these Christmas productions.
That's a big stage.
Easter. It's an 80-foot wide stage.
80 feet.
Yeah.
So
but only
I got my exercise done.
330 seats.
34.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of an intimate seating, but huge stage, which is a very weird, and it's odd because their seating is. So what's kind of cool is they took this old warehouse and they turned it into this theater space.
Amazing.
It's phenomenal what they've done. They've done a really top quality job with it.
Yeah.
But like their seating is like off center. So if you stand where you're supposed to be for the center, you're off center from where the lights are. So we had to like adjust some stuff. Josh, he says that environment looked really cool. It was amazing.
Yeah,
and
it did.
What's even better is we had a guy who like showed up and took pictures of the show, which we normally dissuade people from taking pictures of the show. But he shows up afterwards. He has this huge camera, and he sent us 718 photos of our time there, and it was
because we did
some good video.
It was almost 2 hours of show.
Yeah,
because we did like a 45-minute first half. There was a 20-minute intermission, and then another 45-minute second half.
Yeah,
and so he took a lot of photos over that time.
Well, and it was interesting too because we have a ton of material, so filling that time was not tough.
Right.
The hard part was trying to fill it with stuff that was as COVID compliant as we could be.
Yes.
So we had to take out a lot of normally we have a lot of audience interaction.
There's a couple of things that we really wanted to do. I'm like, we better not do them.
Yeah. So.
But it was still really fun.
Yeah.
Standing ovations.
Yeah.
It
was a blast.
Good
and then we drove home.
Yeah.
And now we're home. We actually have another show this weekend.
Right.
So we're excited about that. And actually, my brother's in town.
Yes.
So he's hanging out with us.
We got him for a few nights. It's great.
Back in the other room. Probably trying to ignore us. But anyway, should we get to our phenomenal guest? Okay, so we, many years ago, we lived in an apartment community, and we met this beautiful, wonderful, sweet couple who have just become like family to us.
Yeah,
we absolutely adore. Goodness, she got something on. I just got something in my eye.
It's okay, baby. I know.
Thanks. They're just the sweetest, most wonderful people, and we've had amazing conversations about everything. And she's taken on a really interesting new position that we wanted to share with you guys. But anyways, without any further ado, please welcome our friend and now yours, Mrs. Melissa Weber.
Yeah.
Hello, Melissa.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. It's so nice to be here. I'm so excited.
We're excited to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love you and Jim extremely much.
Oh.
And
and you are so dear to us. You are just the best friends, and we love you too.
Shucks. Okay, that's all we need to do. Okay, bye guys.
No, we need to
hear from her. All right. So let's jump into this interview.
Yes, absolutely. So let's start off something really easy. Tell us what your faith story is. How did you come to know Jesus?
Sure. Okay. Well, I accepted the Lord as my personal Savior when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I went to an elementary school that had an after-school program called the Good News Club. So that program took children after school and kind of walked them through Bible stories and gave them snacks and just really loved on them and poured into them. And so one of the leaders of the Good News Club, led me to the Lord. And that is my first experience with getting to know Jesus. After that, my parents decided to, in 6th grade, put me into a Christian school. So they were a little bit disappointed with the direction that the public schools were going. Now, I didn't come from a Christian home as what we call Christian homes today. My parents were moral people, but they just felt that the school system was going in a direction that they didn't want me to go. So during my time in the Christian school, which I graduated from there, I rededicated my life to the Lord. And I didn't grow as a Christian during that time because I was not discipled. But when Jim and I met, we started going to a small Baptist church in 1980. And so that's when I really started growing in my faith.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. We love hearing those stories. And I love how you acknowledge that there wasn't a lot of growth in the school section because of the lack of discipleship. I think that's one of the biggest issues that Christianity faces today is the lack of discipleship. We're not really pouring into people the way we need to help them grow and help them to own that faith as their own. So
absolutely, so true. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so you and your husband Jim have been married for 39 years.
Yay.
Yes.
And you've raised 3 amazing kids. Additionally, you help lead a ministry at your church called ReEngage, which helps couples no matter where they are in their marriage. So what are a few tips that you can give about having and strengthening your relationship with your spouse?
Sure. Well, for me, marriage is all about growing together and becoming followers of Christ together. Jim and I were married very young. I was 20, he was 21. And we were also the babies of the family. So we didn't have an easy time of it in the beginning of our marriage. We were focused on Jesus, but we needed growth personally. And so then we stayed in church and we were able to be discipled in church, which really helped. There were strong families there, but we ended up really believing that there's, I think, 3 tenets or 3 tips that I would give you that I believe have a lot to do with strong marriages. Okay, so the first thing is spending time together. So Jim is my best friend. He's my soulmate. He is the spiritual leader of our home. And we really enjoy spending time together. I mean, he does too. If I had the choice of spending the day with anybody in my life, it would be him. We have so much fun together. We laugh together. But I think spending time together is really, really important. And you guys do that too. You're together all the time and you really love each other and really have a strong marriage, which we admire. I think another important tenet is forgiveness. That is big. It's huge. It's a major belief that we have is forgiveness. It comes from God. God forgave us first, and we're supposed to forgive each other. Big things and small things. And it doesn't hinge on whether or not that person asks for forgiveness or even if they acknowledge what they've done or that they've done something wrong. We are required to forgive. So I believe that is one of the things that has helped our marriage grow and stay cemented. And really, the last thing I would probably say would be prayer. And Jim and I prayed together at night out loud. And that has really helped to us to just put God in the center of our relationship. It also helps when you come up against things in your life that are struggles, right? So I think that prayer, we pray for each other, but we also pray together. And I really feel that that is something that helps us to keep our focus on God, and our prayer together will keep us serving together. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
love that. I couldn't agree more. That's all of that.
And you guys really are like the epitome of like just it's so beautiful to see you two together You're
It
just
really
you're such
is.
an inspiration for marriage and all that. So thank you for
thank
your
you.
part.
We love it.
Well, it hasn't always been easy. I mean, we've
No.
struggled,
Yeah.
and it's, we've had some big struggles in our life, as you guys know. I mean, some infidelity and some other issues that we do share with our couples in ReEngage.
Yeah.
And Jim's very transparent. And we can talk about, hey, we have an amazing, wonderful marriage, but it's because of God.
Right.
It's not because of us. And it's actually been resurrected from the ashes.
Yeah.
And he was able to knit our hearts together in a greater way because of our choice to forgive. So
And that's really the key. That
It's a
choice,
choice.
that decision to go that direction. One of our friends says ReEngage is a wonderful marriage ministry that they have at their church. So they're very familiar with that. Yeah.
I know it's at many churches. It really is an incredible ministry. So thank you to you both. I know you have been doing that for a long time and you love it. So we've had many discussions about it before. But along with the ReEngage and the ministry that you have at your church, you are also the executive director of LifeTalk, which is a pregnancy resource center. So can you tell us more about that organization and how you came to be involved?
Sure. So LifeTalk is what was formerly known as a crisis pregnancy center, which means, well, we don't really like using the word crisis anymore as in reference to pregnancy. So we call it a pregnancy resource center. What we do is we offer our clients free pregnancy tests, free ultrasounds, and free STD testing. We also can offer them supplies like diapers, formula, baby clothes, and also resources that are in the community. We can help connect them with food banks or with maternity homes, or even help them to fill out Medicaid forms. Most of our clients are from, 99.9% of our clients are economically challenged. They don't have insurance and they don't have any way of getting that first sonogram or even confirmation of the pregnancy. A lot of clients come to us because they are pursuing an abortion and they know they can come to us and get that free pregnancy test and the sonogram. And of course, our focus and our goal at LifeTalk for our clients is to share the gospel. That is our number one goal. And after sharing the gospel, very, very close to that is that we want them to make a choice for life. And we want them to be able to see the blessing of giving life to that baby, whether it's to make an adoption plan or to parent themselves. We are totally donor supported. We don't get any money from the government or any endowments or grants or anything like that. And we are supported mostly by individuals and some churches. So that's basically what LifeTalk is and what we do. My story coming to LifeTalk, as you know, is a God story. I was crossing a parking lot of a hotel in January of 2013, and I was hit by a shuttle bus. I was in therapy and recovery for about 4 years. God miraculously protected my life. I did have numerous injuries and concussion and lots of other things, but no broken bones or anything like that. So I was blessed. I was just so blessed, so very fortunate. God used my time of recovery to do a great work in my life. And I was on a path that was leading me to college. I had just completed a 2-year degree, and I was on my way to do a 4-year degree at a college where I could become an interior designer. And that wasn't God's plan. So he took me off that path. I ended up in kind of a dramatic way.
Swept you off your feet.
I was in therapy for PTSD and some other cognitive issues, and also physical therapy for several years. And my therapist had suggested to me that I needed to volunteer somewhere. And the reason was she felt that I was focusing more on my recovery and not getting out and focusing on others, and that would be a blessing. So that's how I got connected with LifeTalk. She recommended me to go there, and I ended up being a volunteer for 2 years. And then when the new position was formed for the client services director, I applied and got that position. And that was a real excitement there. I mean, it's a very, very busy position. You're dealing with clients, you're dealing with volunteers, and there's a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. So that was exciting. I did that for 2 years. And then we lost our executive director. She took a different job. And for several months, the board was looking for a replacement. They ended up finding a gentleman in Hawaii who was wanting to move his family back here. And he had gotten the approval of all but one board member. And this board member just kept praying, and she just didn't feel any peace about it. Mm-hmm. Well, meanwhile, I had been asked by several people, why don't you apply for the job? And I was like, no. I don't want that job. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. I'm not, I'm just not enough. Right. So God was working on me. He ended up having a former board member take me out to lunch. And she said, I really think you need to throw your hat in the ring for the executive director position. That was something that God just used to really impress upon my heart that I had been running. Mm. I was not willing to do whatever he called me to do. I was running away from his will. So I did throw my hat into the ring. I ended up applying for the job, and I've been the executive director now for a year and a half.
And doing a wonderful
awesome.
job.
Yeah, that's right.
I might add, we keep hearing, we've been part of 2 of your galas now. We've had the honor of being part of that. And we just keep hearing wonderful things of all you're doing there. But do you think you could tell a couple of stories as to what has happened there? I know we heard one at the gala, and we'd love to hear something like that.
I'd love to. The story I told that was told at the gala was there was a pregnancy center down in Houston that contacted me. The director had an employee that her niece lived up here in the Dallas area, and her niece's friend was pregnant. The young woman that was pregnant had an appointment at Planned Parenthood on a Friday. And so they called me on a Monday, and they asked if we could get her in for a pregnancy test, a sonogram, and some counseling. The only appointment I had was Thursday. So I fit her in, and she came in, and she was very abortion minded. Mm-hmm. She had this appointment that she was determined to keep. She ended up meeting with one of our client advocates, and they spoke about, her life and where she was at, how she was feeling, just really tried to be, in a non-judgmental way, an influence in her life. This young woman, she ended up rededicating her life to the Lord, and the nurse was able to do a sonogram. So she got to see the outline of her baby and hear her baby's heartbeat. And she made a decision to cancel her appointment with Planned Parenthood. Mm-hmm. So she chose life for her baby. So we were so thrilled. It was just a divine appointment.
And that sort of thing happens there all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is, like our speaker at the gala said, that was Thursday.
Yeah.
Right. That's a Thursday at Life.
Yeah, that's just the normal day.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a young woman that came in just this week, just last week, and she was determined to have an abortion. She had had 2 previous abortions. Oh, she had done a DNC, and then her other one was a medical, the abortion pill. Mm-hmm. And she had come in, and she just wanted, to know how far along she was. We were able to not only help her find out how far along she was, but the client advocate, which is what we call our counselors, she was able to talk with her and really share God's will with her. And this woman she left our center still saying that she was going to have the abortion.
Mm.
She actually had an appointment also that she was going to go in and get the abortion pill. And so we have our client advocates contact the client at regular intervals just to kind of fill in how they're doing, find out if they've made a decision, and just to support them.
Yeah.
So when our client advocate called her back a week later, the client was able to tell her very joyfully that she made a choice for life and she decided to parent her baby.
Oh.
So yeah, she actually said very nice things about her client advocate and said that we were pivotal in helping her make that decision. And that just the support and the love that we showed was really what helped her to make that choice.
Oh, so good.
That's beautiful.
So good. You guys really just doing some amazing work in the community, and I know we're thankful that you're there.
Yes.
I know many others are very thankful.
One of the big things that's happening right now too, and I don't know whether it's COVID or what's going on, we are having many conversions. People are coming in and they're asking questions about what does it mean to be a Christ follower.
Really?
And our client advocates are able to actually lead them to the Lord. We have had, I think in October, we had 9 different people, clients, come to know the Lord as their Savior.
Mm-hmm.
And then this month so far, we've had 2.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
So there's
That's
just a movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And there's what were you going to say?
I said it's only the 6.
Oh, it's only 6. Yeah, and it is a small team of you guys too.
It is
Yeah.
a small team.
It's amazing that the stuff you're doing. Oh, and you just did I just read that you guys just got a new sonogram?
Yes, we did.
Yay.
We applied to the Knights of Columbus and they funded it, and we got a brand new machine. It's the first time we've ever had a brand new sonogram machine.
Wow.
So we are very thrilled.
Static.
Yeah. LifeTalk has been in existence since 2008. So we have never had, we've been medical all this time, but we've never had a brand new machine. So it's going to really help us with being able to show clients, especially when they're under, 6-8 weeks along, show them their baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Huge.
That's so beautiful.
Because so who do you have full-time staff? There's you have a nurse.
I do. I'm the only one that's actually full-time.
Okay.
Everybody else is part-time.
Part-time.
But we have a nurse that's the nurse manager. She is actually trained to do sonography.
Okay.
And then we have the center coordinator, who is like my assistant.
Okay.
And then we have the client services coordinator, who also takes care of the clients and the volunteers. So there's just 4 of us.
And then a whole bunch of wonderful volunteers.
Yes. We have about 20 volunteers.
Nice. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they do everything from baby baskets, which is one of the things that we do after they have their baby. We give the client a baby basket that has all brand new things in it, and also a hand crocheted baby blanket. So we are thrilled to be able to give that. And we also do baby showers for some of our clients that don't have any support.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you. Well, those have been some great answers to some deep questions. We're going to shift things a little bit and go with something a little more fun, a little more lighthearted in our segment that we call 5 Questions.
5 questions.
All right, question number 1. What are you binge watching right now?
Oh, okay. Binge watching. Oh, there's this show called 800 Words.
Oh.
It's on Up TV.
Okay.
TV. Okay.
And it is great. And Kylie, you would probably really like it. It's a family who moved from Australia to New Zealand. And it's kind of about the conflicts that they have trying to fit in. It's a real small town in New Zealand. And so there's just a fun cast of characters, and there's a little bit of drama, but it's
talk
really
funny.
great. And they do. And we have a hard time trying to follow the accent sometimes.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
awesome.
we'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. We had so Josh Kohler just made a comment that volunteers make it happen. Just kind of harking back to your other question, your other answer.
You're so right. Especially in ministry.
Exactly. Okay, so right now you have a God-appointed job, but if you could have any other job than the one you have right now, what would it be?
I'd love to be an interior designer.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was on the path to do when God brought me a different direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
But God doesn't want that right now.
No.
At least right now.
Exactly.
That wasn't the plan.
That's right. All right. So what is your favorite to-go order?
Oh. My favorite to-go order would be chicken Alfredo from the Olive Garden.
Ooh, okay.
Yum.
Wow. We learned something new.
Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
I'm reading a book by Brené Brown. It's called Dare to Lead.
Oh,
Nice. So
so
good.
good.
She's amazing.
She's phenomenal.
She is.
Fantastic. All right. Final question. They decide to make a movie of your life. So who plays you?
That's a hard one. Candace Cameron Bure.
Nice.
like
yes.
Yeah.
Good answer.
She is the sister of Kirk Cameron. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
I think that she'd probably do a really good job. Better job than me.
Can you give us an "Oh my Lanta"? Can you do?
What?
That was
one
her
of
phrase
her-
in Full House. She used to go,
Oh.
"Oh my Lanta."
Oh, my Lanta.
Exactly. See, it's a perfect fit.
It's a perfect fit.
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yeah.
We did put a link there, lifetalkprc.org. Good website for people to go to.
That one or friendsoflifetalk.org.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, we will put that one up in the chat, in the comments.
Yes.
Make sure
Friends
that's-
of Life Talk is the volunteer and donor site.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Life Talk PRC would be the one for clients.
Okay, cool. Awesome. We'll make sure to put that in. Kylie's putting that in now. Look at her go.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Well, thank you.
.com?
.org.
.org.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Awesome.
Got it.
There it goes. There it goes.
Great.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. And I know we will be seeing you and Jim very soon because, we still got time to hang out this year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I loved being a part of this.
Oh,
Hi.
it was our honor to have you.
Love you, friends.
It's
Say hi
always
to
a
Jim for
pleasure.
us.
Okay. I love seeing you guys anytime.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Well, we told you guys would love her. She is
Yes.
fantastic. We can't get enough of her and Jim.
I know.
Their whole family, really.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, we're
except for her
friends
son
with
who can't win in cornhole, but that's a whole other story.
them. That's a whole lot of the story.
Uh,
They're great. family.
Hey, so next week we have another amazing ministry leader.
Yes.
Yes,
Who's
and
in student ministry, but
Yes.
we're bringing him on to talk about one of our favorite topics, coffee.
yes.
Coffee.
Jared Coe is an amazing guy. He is the wizard who got Kylie to drink black coffee.
He is a coffee wizard.
So just
Yes.
putting that out there. And he has a company he is creating called Kofi.
Because his last name is.
Yeah, we'll talk
We'll
about that.
explain that next week. So be sure to set your alarm clocks, put it on the calendar, circle it, and be here next Friday,
That's right. That's
10
right.
a.m.
Well, any final thoughts?
That's it. I hope everyone has a great, wonderful weekend. Have a great week.
Yeah. And we will see you next time on Coffee Chat.
Bye.